Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the uh, ban list update. Well, to be honest, not much to it. So they're essentially finally pulling the trigger and doing essentially what they did to Math Mech to Super Heavy Samurai, putting the arguably most annoying part of their combo to one. So in this case, it would be Soul Piercer. So, if you were to think about what the most disgusting starter they have in Super Heavy Samurai was, it was definitely Soul Piercer. So, if we do normal summon Soul Piercer, link off for Scarecrow, and then you go ahead and do activate Ash Blossom Joy Spring, they can just summon back Soul Piercer, and then link it off a second time with a second Scarecrow, and then full combo from there essentially. So, yeah, Soul Piercer, pretty disgusting. It is not hard once per turn or anything like that. But if you don't start it, it's honestly not nearly as bad, because then you'd be able to Ash Blossom Soul Piercer, and that's fine. But if we were to look at it from another perspective as well, if our opponent activates Bike and then tries to grab Soul Piercer, they can also then just not worry about that and then instead start with a different card, and then they'll still go into Soul Piercer later. So your Ash honestly didn't matter because one card combo, right? And it's kind of the same deal with um, Snake Eye, except your Ash is actually impactful. So if I do like normal summon Snake Eye Ash, and Ash gets ashed, then that could just be the turn over, right? Versus normal summon Ash, and there could just be no extender. But Soul Piercer, if you have a hand trap, it's not enough. So yeah, that's kind of just how that goes. And wanted Secret of Sinful Spoils and Snake Eye Ash are what are being hit for. Well, what is being hit for Snake Eye. So these hits make some sense. Ash is actually the more impactful hit out of the two because this affects the grind game a little bit more. And aside from that, Wanted getting hit instead of Diabell Star makes some sense because what's being hit here uh, affects specifically the draw, because if you open specifically Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils, your opponent can not only uh, get the draw later, but they still get the Diabell Star line, and this does not play into draw because it is a quick effect. So this card is fairly strong because of all of those reasons, making it probably like a decent like consistency hit if that's what you were going for, right? And then Snake Eye Ash, of course, is just probably the best normal summon in Snake Eye. So, uh, depending on perspective, you could say these are pretty big hits to an extent, consistency wise. It's not as bad as what they did to Pearly though, with limiting Delicious, because now there's just RNG, which is annoying. Will I hit the 1 and 3 or 2 and 3 to get Delicious? That is kind of dumb if you think about it that way, right? But this honestly is not like enough for a whole video. So let's go over. Well, I think I still have this, right? Yeah. Okay. So what exactly do I think is the most unfair about Snake Eye? The dumbest cards in Snake Eye. So the cards I think should not be hit: Bonfire, because this is just generic support, and there isn't really that much of an argument for Bonfire not being in the game if Fossil Dig is also in the game. Pyros could straight up just use Bonfire if Fossil Dig exists, which is just so much better than Bonfire if we're just looking at them just as individual cards, right? No hard ones per turn, and this is a level 6 or lower dinosaur, whereas this is a level 4 or lower Pyro monster. And this says from your deck to your hand. This also says from your deck to your hand. Fun. So, yeah. Bonfire is just a worse version of Fossil Dig, if you want to look at it that way. And of course, the card is at 3. And then next, what we're going to be looking at specifically is all of the cards that are somewhat annoying in Snake Eye, essentially. So if we look at Sinful Spoils of Subversion, this card is really annoying because it has a bunch of different qualities to it. So the first thing here, well, at least it targets. So if you have targeting protection, this card doesn't work. So notably, it's just target one face-up monster on the field, place it face-up in its own spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Let's say I only have one monster that can't be targeted, my opponent doesn't read, they have to put one of their monsters uh, into their back row, which is funny, because it's, you know, either player, which is also somewhat annoying, but it is what it is, I suppose. And the other annoying thing here is you can only activate one Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye per turn. So you can only activate means if you negate activation, the card can be activated again because it technically did not activate this turn. So this is really annoying when you combine it with Wanted. So Wanted is going to now be a 2 of, which also affects the grind game. So small grind game, uh, well, so small hits that affect the grind game, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoil is also pretty annoying because it also gets you the draw and recycles your Sinful Spoil spell trap. But the thing here is that if we go ahead and activate Sinful Spoils, recycle, we can then just search it again because you can search it once off of the Bellstar and then once off of Poplar, allowing you to effectively activate this twice. And the form of removal is pretty annoying because even if you have like a Monster Reborn type effect in your archetype or in your deck, you cannot utilize it because of Sinful Spoils of Subversion. But then on top of that, if we take it one step further with Divine Temple of the Snake Eye here, if your opponent has access to this as well, then if you normal or special summon, they can take your boss monster. So this matters less for certain decks like Ninja. Okay, what will you do with my crappy Ninja card? You can't even activate its effects when you don't have any ninjas, you know? But then, like, on the other hand, if you're playing, like, a Baron, and a Baron gets yoinked this way, that's a little bit annoying. I believe Baron technically is not considered as leaving the field, though, so it does not have the Omni Negate, but still pretty annoying. So, like, imagine if your opponent stole your Cheng Ying this way. Ooh, now I can't banish cards anymore, but of course I have cards that banish cards because I need some way to trigger Cheng Ying, you know? Well, isn't that hyper annoying? And then on top of this, Snake Eyes Flamberge has the same type of removal as well, but also for the graveyard randomly. But this is the only interaction on their monsters that interact with your monsters, so honestly I'd give this one a pass, wouldn't worry too much about this. But Sinful Spoils of Subversion being attached to a spell instead of a monster makes it much more annoying in a sort of way, you know? But, you know, just this is recyclable twice with Wanted, and it's kind of RNG if this happens, if, like, stars all line up. So, yeah. Situational, but really annoying. And for some reason, Original Sinful Spoils also has a graveyard effect to search. So, yeah. I have no idea why this exists, but it sure does. Alrighty then. Moving on to Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. The annoying part of this effect is being able to special summon your opponent's monsters to your field. But I mean, with the way it works, that this is more fair and kind of just annoying territory compared to like Sinful Spoils of Subversion. So not really that big of a deal on this effect. And then for some reason, Snake Eye Oak, couldn't tell you why, I can do a billion things. So, first off, it doesn't just special summon cards, it can add them to your hand. So, for example, Kurikara. You can put Kurikara back to hand multiple times over a course of a duel. It is probably not going to come up, but the fact that you can do that, bro. And then it can also special summon back banished monsters or add them as well. But why? No idea. But it sure does. And then for some reason, all of these cards, they uh they play like ridiculously well into Imperm. It's kind of annoying. So if we have Link Rebo's effect to tribute, and then we have, for example, Snake Eye Ash and Snake Eye Oak effect, these both tribute themselves for cost, putting them off the field, which also ends up being able to play around skill drain. And it just kind of works. And then they have like some graveyard effects that are annoying, notably Promethean Princess in the graveyard, and then like Snake Eyes Flamberge's effect, and then how if you remove Promethean Princess with destruction effects or destroyed by battle, Ambler Whale triggers, and this is a non-targeting pop. And if you do not remove the Promethean Princess, it summons back Flamberge, which then will end up summoning back Snake Eyes like Poplar Ash. And that's also annoying, so that's also more Link material. And also Snake Eyes Flamberge effect to target one face-up monster on field or in either graveyard, place it in the face-up spell trap zone. So that's another thing that just you kind of have to deal with, which is pretty annoying. And then the next thing is how 90% of cards here are one-card starters. And they don't even really work as two-card combos, essentially, because of how the line works, which is kind of disgusting. So, for example, if we have Punk for comparison, right? Shurakusai can technically be like your starter if you have a different Punk card. So if we were to normal summon Shurakusai, we would then have to make uh, Rising Carp, and then we could combo from there, right? But we still need another Punk monster in the hand. And if we have like a Xiamen, I guess they're also options, but primary idea here is that we must normal summon Xiamen here, so that adds like a different choke point. So if we were to, let's say, Gamma on Xiamen, that would stop the combo pretty hard because you won't have access to Foxy and you can't get two bodies onto the field necessarily unless you have like a third card in hand that is a Punk. So you would need Xiamen, Foxy, and then another Punk, probably special summoning Sharakusai, and then going into Rising Carp, right? But the deck here is also full of one-card combos, right? But not all of the cards in the engine are one-card combos. If we look at, like, Snake Eye Ash, one-card combo. Poplar adds Original Sin, one-card combo. Original Sin, one-card combo almost. You kind of need something on the field. So, Droll and Lockbird, for example, would work. Divine Temple of the Snake Eye would work. Just whatever, right? So we could even do like activate effect of Divine Temple of the Snake Eye, putting Snake Eye Ash in the back row, tributing that, or sending that to the graveyard, and then special summoning Snake Eye Oak, summon Ash, summon Poplar, adding Original Sin for next turn, or something like that, right? And that would just fully work as combo. But essentially, normal summon Snake Eye Ash, full combo. Normal summon Snake Eyes Poplar, full combo. Diabell Star in hand, full combo. Bonfire, it just adds one of these two, full combo. Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils adds Diabell Star, which is full combo. So the only cards that are kind of garnety would be Lamberge and Oak. And these are just not combo at all almost, except for Snake Eye Oak, in which case, if you can't control like different card face up on your field, that is also combo. It's a 2-card combo, but you know, it really will get the job done. So what works, works, I suppose, right? And yeah, last card, Sinful Spoils of Betrayal Silvera. So send one Diabell Star monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. So this card is super annoying because you know Diabell Star is a 3-of. So even if you were to successfully remove the Diabell Star via, let's say for example, evenly matched, you don't know guaranteed if your opponent has a Diabell Star in hand or not. So that's super annoying. And if you actually include Wanted, that is 6 copies technically of Diabell Star. So even more annoying. And it's technically an Omni Negate, but it isn't a counter trap. But the other annoying thing is that this has a second hidden effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your Diabell Star monster effect or your Sinful Spoils spell trap card or effect activation, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate that opponent's card, negate that opponent's effect. So that means if your opponent wants to do on like a following turn, because if we do Silvera, to send Diabell Star, we can grab Original Sin, and then maybe we can summon Diabell Star again, and then grab as well Subversion. All of this is pretty protected by the Silvera that is now in the graveyard, which is super annoying. And then, of course, if we have a Wanted, we can net a draw off of this as well, and put back the Silvera to search it again later. Yeah, just if we want to, you know. But also, not only do we have to technically allow, like, if we don't have 2 negates, because this card trade's kind of disgusting. If our opponent were to search Subversion next turn, if we wanted to stop the Subversion, we would need to negate it twice. So here's the issue with needing to negate twice, to an extent, right? Our opponent doesn't necessarily only just have Silvera. Like, let's say they have Apo, then the chain would look absolutely horrendous. Chain 1, Subversion. Chain 2, maybe Apo. Chain 3, something chaining to Apo. Or, wait, Chain 1, Chain 2, Chain 3, and then Chain 4, Chain 5. Chain 5, Silvera. Chain 6, something negating Silvera. Wow. That you're trading quite a lot of interaction for this. So I think you have to trade 3 for 3, except Silvera activated essentially twice, right? Negating something else earlier, and then negating another effect later. Which is super annoying, and of course, all these cards do a lot of things. Good chance you forget this effect too, and you don't play around it. So, yeah. That's just another thing that you're kind of forced to be wary of, I suppose, right? And the fact that it recycles doesn't really help. Because this is, after like around turn 3 or so, this is probably the primary target for the Poplar search whenever your opponent does a search off of Poplar. So this isn't quite like a DPE, but it has the same vibe with having to deal with this for what feels like every turn. And yeah. this just trades for like two of your effects, essentially, which is really annoying. So that's all I got for you guys today. And yeah, that's that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.